Kia ora listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome to the podcast. Remember, you can see me on YouTube. You can listen on your favourite pod stream. Well, here I am in Tokyo at the Kokugikan. Day one action has finished. The lights have gone out, the flags are still up. We're ready for day two. If this is your first time, thanks for joining me. Look, it was a bit of a half and half day with the Ozekis today. Kotozakura, he got up for a win. Hoshoryu, he fell over to Takanosho. Probably a little bit unlucky, to be honest. Kotozakura and Hirodumi. Well, Hirodumi, he went in hard at the Tachiai, perhaps looking to get an advantage. He didn't do well last time. He went straight for the belt. Well, this time he put a few arms out there. He was looking for a Hikiyatoshi, trying to pull Kotozakura down a couple of times. Look, it wasn't a bad plan. Kotozakura's advantage, as we know, it is his mobile balance. He controls the pace well. Despite having his arms pulled twice, he just waited for Hirodumi, went in for a body grab, forced Kotozakura back, but Kotozakura, he had hold of Hirodumi's right arm and pulled him around. Sukiyatoshi, diagonal pull or press down if you want to call it. Another big hit from Takanosho and Hoshoryu. Hoshoryu, he had a fairly weak body grip. Takanosho quickly forced him onto the defensive. Hoshoryu, he was backing up and over the bales as Takanosho chased him across the ring. But gee, I tell you what, there wasn't much in it. I thought it really did deserve a mono-e. However, I just saw a very slow-mo replay, and it appears that Hoshoryu, as he went over the bales, his back heel just touched down and he was a bit ahead of Takanosho, so the Gyoji was very correct there. Oshidashi win for Takanosho there. Abi versus Tobizaru. Look, Tobizaru is proving to be Abi's nemesis, so it's proving to be. Tonight was no different. But it was, of course, a dirty hanker, and Tobizaru executed it pretty well. Side note, I saw Abi leaving just down at the gate behind me here earlier tonight. In life, close up, he is a very large man, a very impressive man at a great size. Tobizaru got to the side and pulled Abi down a Watanage underbelt grip throw. On to Kirishima versus Oho. Kirishima, he had his hands full with Oho, but he scraped out a pretty good win. I think it shows his strength, his technique are now returning, and have such strength in a battle against a pretty improved Oho. I thought that was reasonably impressive. Look, it was a pretty good slap battle, pretty decent body grip, had Oho going backwards, stepping back out. Oshidashi was the call. Takakeisho, well, he is down at Sekiwake. He needs 10 wins to get straight back up to Ozeki. He was facing Mitakayumi today, and what a stinker of a day it was today. It was hot. So Mitakayumi, he dealt with the battle hamster fairly easily. It was clear that Takakeisho is fairly well underdone. Not a lot of training between the last tournament and here. He just had no real push about him whatsoever. A quick battle of the arms and Mitakayumi got up under Takakeisho. Yorikiri'd him out for the win, a force-out win by the former Ozeki Mitakayumi. Probably one of the fights of the night up next, Daisho versus Wakamoto Haru. Daisho, he went fairly hard with a big Nodowa thrust on Wakamoto Haru at the Tachiai. He got the Sapari thrusting going to get Wakamoto Haru back to the bales. But we know Wakamoto Haru, he is very strong on defence on the bales and just responded with power, forcing Daisho back across to the other side of the dojo. Couple of decent body thrusts and Daisho stepped out backwards, moving diagonally under pressure. An impressive Oshidashi win for Wakamoto Haru there. Koroshoho, he fell victim to the humidity, I think, here because it was about 70% humidity today. It was really hot, and I think he went hard at Shodai off the Tachiai and then just lost his footing going backwards after the initial hit. Look, they called it a Hikiyatoshi arm pull down, but I think it was probably more the Slippyatoshi. It was the slippery surface that really got him. Ura up against the very much larger Shononumi next. an impressive win for Ura. I don't think Ura went as low tonight off the Tachiai, and as a result, he had probably better balance. He tried for a head pull down on Shononumi, but no real effect there. But he is fast. He changed direction, went a little bit lateral as Shononumi attacked. Ura kept up his mobility around the ring. Shononumi, he tried the rear grip, neck grip on Ura. Ura took advantage, forced Shononumi back to the bails very well, used his body to great effect, and a very mighty, impressive push forced Shononumi out over the bails. Oshidashi, a pretty good win there. Next up, Meisei versus Goniyama. This was a mighty good fight. Meisei started well back from the line. Some good thrusting by both Goniyama and Meisei. Goniyama got an inside left and right outside belt grip. Meisei tried to use that belt grip that Goniyama had to force a Kotanage arm lock throw. He pulled Goniyama around his body. Goniyama responded and nearly pulled off the Watadashinage open belt throw, but they both recovered. Back to some thrusting, a little bit of Sapari. Goniyama, he was just too committed on this slippery day one surface. Meisei dodged well with a helping hand for a Hataki Komi. In the end, Meisei took that win. Endo, he took a really good win over Midori Fuji, despite a few Karasakashi attempts by the smaller wrestler. Endo, he resisted and eventually took a Hataki Komi slap down as well on Midori Fuji. Really good defense there by Endo to keep his balance, keep himself upright with a couple of really intense Karasakashi attempts by Midori Fuji. Ichiyamamoto and Oshoma. Well, Ichiyamamoto, he's back to that technique we know so well. He drove Oshoma back and over the bails off the Tachiai. I just don't know how he produces such power from those little pin legs of his, but that is certainly his style. If the only criticism you could have of Ichiyamamoto is there's not really a backup plan if that doesn't work for him. Other fights, Sadanoumi beat Kagayaki by Yorikiri force out. Bushozan, he got a good win over Kinbozan. It was Kinbozan's all the way, but Bushozan got a good diagonal hit at the last moment to turn Kinbozan around and out over the bails. Hokuto Fuji, he got a win over Nishikigi. Takayasu the Bear got a Hataki Komi win over Takara Fuji, sending him sprawling. Our lucky Magashira 17, who should have been on the Juryo barge after July, Nishiki Fuji, he lost to Chiyoshima, a Karasakashi, nasty faceplant into the Tawara bails for Nishiki Fuji. That was the result there. So that's it for day one at the Kokugikan. The lights are out tonight, but we should be in for a big day tomorrow. A couple of big matchups in Sanyaku. Hoshoryu versus Daisho. That one could go either way, depends who turns up a little bit there. Kodazakura will face the very motivated Takanosho. I think Kodazakura will still get this. He's got better balance as far as I'm concerned. Onosato, he faces the Sanyaku nemesis Tobizaru. That could go either way. Kirishima should deal with Atami Fuji if he's in any sort of form. Takakeisho, he is unlikely to win against Oho unless he gets his mojo back together. Wakamoto Haru will have a test with Hirodumi, but I would think that Wakamoto Haru should make that one. And a pretty good matchup between Wakatakakage and Meisei. So I'll be in the stadium tomorrow and we'll post on X at Let's Learn Sumo. So follow me there for any updates and maybe a few spoilers. So if you don't want to know, wait for the video to come out after you've seen the replays. And that should be a really good day. So join me then. Hakiwa listeners, Let's Learn Sumo.